Good morning, world. It is now on to day 9. Yesterday night was crazy. Man, I am now down in the basement sleeping as I was basically woken up, getting called by everybody that there were tornado warnings coming all through the area. And literally just like not even 5-10 miles away, farm had the silo ripped off. The rooftops all got ripped off. So it was a pretty wildly crazy night. Um, Man, so I definitely was up a lot later than usual. So here we go. Today 9. I'm gonna get on up and get up to the bathroom, go weigh myself as usual. Yeah, let's go. Through the area and hitting, like I said, as close as it was. So before I go weigh myself, I'm gonna see what it looks like. Oh man. See if any trees or anything got knocked out while being. That seems fine here. It must have just missed us. Or like got really close. Ooh, so the second I hit the bathroom, my stomach really rumbled and I had to go. And what I've realized on a water fast is it is much harder to hold water back than it is anything solid. So when you have to go, you've got to be close to a bathroom. And when it came to days 4 through 7, my body was just flushing everything out. And then, and there's so much in your body. It's crazy. By end of day 8, it started getting a little clearer and it was a lot smaller. But yeah, it's weird. I said, I don't know how long it's going to take before I start just flushing pure water. But by day 7, I've realized I got a good portion of whatever the heck was all lodged up in my intestines or stuck in there for as many years as has been. All the things that I know you want to hear. But I told you I was going to bring you the good, the bad, all the craziness, and report everything along the way. So, all right. So finished with that. And now I'm going to weigh myself. So 192.2. I am losing weight way too fast. This is getting way too crazy. All right, so from day 1, I was 208.2, and I know in the very first video I said 207 something, but I reweighed myself 3 times, and it was 208.2, which is so weird. But now I am 192.2. So if you look, in 9, this is not healthy at all. In 9 days, I have officially lost, look at this, 16 pounds on the dot. 16 pounds in 9 days. That's 2 pounds. No, wait. If it was 18, that'd be 2 pounds a day. But that's like 1.5 pounds a day. I don't know if I keep going at this rate. 192.2 coming in, checking in, another 1.5 pounds off. I had to put boxers on. I had to put my shorts on because my boxers, I realized in some of the videos, were a lot revealing when I was editing. So I gotta keep my shorts on a little bit. But 192.2. Dang. In high school, I was wrestling at 171, 172. So, yeah, holy crap, I can't even imagine getting back to wrestling weight. That would be I'd be bone thin. I'd be frail. Okay, well, shoot. Yeah, I don't know. At some point, I might have to call this early if I keep dropping this fast. So, because I've lost 16 pounds already in 9 days, I feel like I'm going to start incorporating. I was told to be able to get these or LMNT packets, which are 5 total calories. So, but it has basically all of the electrolytes. It has the calcium, the potassium, and magnesium, which these three things are super crucial for your muscles and for keeping your body functions going. And I'm going to add this hydrate, True Labs Hydrate. This is no product placement at all. It wasn't intended to be, but yeah, apparently it's called it is called Glacier. So holy cow. Oh, after drinking pure water for 8 days straight, waking up and now sampling this. That is true blue. That is whew. That is dang good. Wow. That is a change of pace right there. So I don't know, right, wrong, or indifferent. Tell me if you feel like that's cheating after day 9. All right, yesterday I was not able to do core and cardio because my body was so cramped up. I woke up several times in the middle of the night with my body just cramping, my calves, my legs, my forearms, my arms. Like I was barely moving, and it took me a whole lot of glasses of water to recalibrate. So now I am going to attempt to get through it today. So here we go. All right, that is. Oh gosh, that was excruciating. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep doing that for 40 days either. Wow, day 9, and then my brain is thinking, holy wow. 1 more days, that is crazy to think about. I'm gonna try to get through the rest of this. 20 seconds. Taking a lot more breaks in between. Oh my gosh. Oh, it feels like day 1 of doing it. Oh, I'm getting way slower. I made it through the full 3 minutes, but bring me up, Sally. Bring me up, Sally. Wow. I cannot believe I was just able to make it through that. Holy crap. Now to the easy stuff. Now to breathing. Breathing, meditation, and writing. Here we go. Absolutely did not expect to be this depleted this quick. But I don't know. I think I have to see if I need to cut out corn cardio or. Right. So reading through Mark, and I have come into the illustration of the mustard seed. It says, Jesus asked, "How can I describe the kingdom of God? What story should I use to illustrate it? It is like a tiny mustard seed. Though this is one of the smallest of seeds, it grows to become one of the largest of plants, with long branches where birds can come and find shelter." He used many such stories and illustrations to teach the people as much as they were able to understand. And this is one parable that I always love, because in my head I've thought of myself as like the little mustard seed for a very long time, where no matter how far I would run away, or no matter how much I would just be an antagonist and just argue and question scripture, or I've dove down so many different paths of watching, people try to dispute the Bible, tell it's fake, to people saying, it's all altered and it's not real and it's been changed a million times. And it's hard not to believe a lot of these things that people are putting out. But to some degree, I still feel like that little mustard seed, or I've felt like that mustard seed, where I just continually held a little faith. Like I always in my heart knew like God is there, and to some magnitude, like He hadn't left. So this video was just sent by my friends, all on fasting. And where I'm going to talk about fasting. This is part of the series, How To. And this is going to be a very practical teaching with some strong testimonies also to really encourage you out there to fast. We need to fast. Fasting is part of our life as a disciple of Christ. And there is so much breakthrough when it comes to fasting. So are you longing for breakthrough in your life? Are you longing to overcome flesh in your life? Then see this teaching about fasting. And again, this is Torben, who is the gentleman that leads, he set up schools all over the world, and he leads these Kickstart events that teach people how to be able to disciple, how to be able to pray, how to baptize, how to heal. And I had met him in Matul, Mexico, where we all ended up having these really transformative moments, and essentially was a huge factor or component as to what has led up to, now this 40-day fast. So and now he's got a video on need a breakthrough, how to fast. So I'm going to watch this and then see what I take from it and be able to share with you all this part that he's talking about right away in the beginning. In the church, we talk a lot about giving. We talk a lot about praying, but we don't talk a lot about fasting. Fasting should be part of our Christian walk, the same way as praying and giving. If you fast for 40 days without food, you have to understand that 40 days fasting on water is not the same as the time at Jesus when they fasted 40 days on only water. Why? Because the living water they was drinking, the rainwater that came down, the water came down from the mountain, the water they gathered there is very different than the water coming out of our tub today. There's a lot of, especially in America, where there's a lot of chlorine in the water. There's a lot of things that have been taken out of the water, like minerals and other things. So I encourage people, if you fast 40 days and you want to do only water,
then add something to the water, add some minerals to the water, so your body gets some minerals. And I think it's very, very important if you take a 40 days fast, really take care of your body there. I know of several people who have done it, and some people actually almost end up getting sick because they only took water from the top and not added minerals. So add something to that water to give your body something to work with.
Yeah, patio furniture all set to go for some summer barbecues. Getting the whole family together, getting everybody over to do some summer barbecues. I had just come out to set up the patio stuff, and then I actually did some grounding. Got my feet in the earth, planted my feet in the ground, and then I realized I was asked, my dad had asked me to rake up all of the rocks and pebbles that were kicked up from snow plowing and everything that gets shifted from the snow and from plowing. So yes, I'm about to do that and get that taken care of as well. I'm feeling vastly more vitalized and feeling good. So here we go. Check it out. Got the patio furniture set up, and now I got my workstation set up out here on this absolutely beautiful day. Oh, such a blessed day. And I could not be any more fortunate or thankful. But people have been asking or commenting how have I been able to be allotted this opportunity to be able to come up here to the family cabin and to be able to take this time. And 4 or 5 years ago, when I jumped out to be able to create my own business, and actually right here on my shirt, I figured what better time, dynamicfamilysolutions.net. If you want to look up the website, dynamicfamilysolutions.net, where I started my business based upon educating and creating curriculums and programs to be able to better serve families and youth that are struggling. As my background has been working for the last 15 years in domestic and sexual violence and helping families and youth that were coming in from some of the worst cases possible. And being a part of the nonprofit sector was really at moments, struggling, because I feel like you're constantly having to beg, plead, or barter for money, or get grants or funds, or constantly having to turn around, like if any programs or anything you really wanted to be able to start or develop, you needed grant money, or you needed some form of approval, or all these different things. And then every grant would tell you how to be able to run, dictate, record, track. Like, there's so much red tape and so many things that go into it that it bogs you down, and a big part of that can burn you out just equally as fast as working with families that are struggling. And over all those years, though, I learned to be able to develop and create a lot of different activities, curriculums, and programs for the families, and working through a lot of those working with schools and working with all the different partnerships, and constantly seeing needs for more programs or more activities, and was able to eventually build enough programming and enough things as to where I kind of took that leap of faith and went out and started Dynamic Family Solutions, where now I get to be able to take the programs and curriculums and train other individuals to become facilitators to run these curriculums in their area or in their communities or whatever areas they're in. And that is where, because I said when I jumped out on my own, I never want to have to be in a position where I have to beg, plead, or barter for money ever again. And I want to be able to create a sustainable revenue source that can generate and put back into creating waivers or creating money set aside for families and youth that are struggling. And so for every training I do, we set aside 10%, and that's allocated back into making sure that money never ever comes before the mission, and that if kids need programming or kids need whatever it is, we can absolutely be able to put that first. Or if there's new ways to be able to develop a curriculum or new ways to be able to put money into helping sustain wherever anybody's at. And that within itself has been an absolute blessing. And that is what has allotted me the opportunity and flexibility to now be able to have these moments where I've been able to create a lot more flexibility and freedom and time for myself in between trainings, or setting aside moments in between trainings, or not booking out trainings until, a certain month or whatever that looks like, where I can have time to be able to continually create and develop. And and then I'm still running groups. Like tonight I'll have my group Thursday, so I'm still running groups and doing all of that there later in the afternoons and into the evenings. So a lot of times during the morning, and develop programmings and curriculums for social media sexting, for Beyond Drugs and Alcohol. We have our Healthy Relationships program. We have our life skills. We have truancy. We have a lot of different areas being built out. Trail, the app for families and youth or individuals that are struggling with trying to be able to make moves in their lives, or trying to be able to sustainably maintain peace or a sense of peace. And we built out an 8-part section that was based upon the docu-series and everything we filmed in each episode, and the messaging behind each of those that now has been put into that app. So yeah, answer for where I'm at and what's happening, and how this has all come to be able to sit out here and set up my computer and do this all from here. So all right, back to work, back to creating. Always be creating, connecting, constructing, cultivating, and contributing. The 5 C's to live by right there. So here we go. Let's do it and enjoy this weather. Yeah. Oof. Still rocking it out. Yeah. Little by little. Getting it, crushing it. Still a beautiful day. I'm almost ready for groups. So yeah, coming up soon enough. Whew. All right. Wrapped up my group, and then ended up doing some Spanish, and then did some more editing, and now it's 9:30. So I am downloading a few more videos at the moment, and then I'm gonna get my butt to bed. So all right, that is it for day 9. Day 9 in the books, and day 10, yes, tomorrow. Here we go. All right, good night, world. Good night, everyone.